Earlier in the week, I talked about a study that was done by the administrators and retirement plan professionals. Translation Financial Nerds did the research. And they did research to figure out what the number one indicator of people having money in their 401k is. Is it the rate of return of their investment? Is it the expenses of their investment? Is it the commissions paid to their broker that keeps them from building wealth? Is it the fact that they were so smart that they DIY'd everything and did it with, I'm saying this sarcastically, and did it all with no loads because they read Money Magazine and don't have a brain? Is it all of these, false things that float around about investing? Now, I got to tell you, if you had asked me what the number one indicator of people building wealth in their 401k, I would have said rate of return. How much return does the investment yield? Whether you're investing in a single stock, whether you're investing in mutual funds, whether you're investing in, because the difference in compound interest on a money market account averaging 2% for the last 2 decades versus a good mutual fund averaging 12% for the last several decades, the difference in the compound interest on that is astronomical. I mean, I know the math. The curve on that, the exponential progression it's called, it just blows your mind as a math person what the difference is. So I would have said the rate of return, because the difference in the rate of return at 8% versus 12%, you'd think that's like a fourth more. It's not. It's like double, triple more. And so it's crazy how much rate of return matters mathematically. So had you asked me what the number one indicator of someone retiring with wealth in their 401k and IRA, I would have said rate of return, and I would have been wrong. You know what the number one indicator of people, I brought this up earlier in the week. You know what the number one indicator of people retiring wealthy is? 74% of the indication. Savings rate. Translation, putting money into the account. Because all this discussion about mathematics doesn't matter if you don't put any freaking money into your retirement account. You just become one of these math nerds where you sit around and do analysis and discuss the philosophies of the financial planning world. Whether we do fee-based or there's a conflict of interest when there's a commission, and all this bunch of hyped up malarkey. It's just baloney. And everybody gets all the fiduciary responsibility. That's just horse crap when it comes down to it. This detailed piece of research revealed something that I know it, and it's a common sense thing, and you kind of, when you see it, then you go, duh, but I wouldn't have guessed it to be the primary indicator by such a wide margin. 74% of the reason people retire with dignity is because they save money. They invest money. The money that you put in, the steadiness and the consistency and the amount of money you put into the account is what causes it. So in other words, people that put in 1% of their income versus people that put in 11% of their income, it's more than 11 times that they get out of that if they do 11 versus 1. A lot more, because that's what gets the compound interest snowball rolling. And I'm just going, it's so freaking obvious. But you know what? Financial nerds, and I got to admit, I'm a lot of a financial nerd. I'm a recovering financial nerd. That's what I am. Trying to use wisdom and common sense in the midst of an academically paralyzed industry. Math nerds on steroids. I mean, paralysis of the analysis beyond belief is the financial world. Because we all sit in class with our little present value calculators and just, go bananas with our brain work. Instead of just going, you know what, the number one key to helping people, if I'm going to help you, in other words, get rich for retirement, the best thing I can do is get you to save money. If I can get you to save money, it's the number one indicator that you're going to retire with dignity. Because your savings rate, if I can get you to do your Roth IRAs, get you to do your 401ks, get you out of debt so that you can do that, get your emergency fund in place so you don't go and cash the stupid thing out once it's going. because you have an emergency and didn't have an emergency fund. Keep you from borrowing against your 401ks. Keep you from cashing them out to pay off debt. Keep you investing and 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 investing. If I can do that for you as your teacher, as one of the people who influences how you think about money, I've touched the number one thing that causes you. I mean, I could teach you about the details of mutual funds and expense ratios. I can teach you about how to look at rates of return and track record. I can teach you about no load versus load. I can teach you about 12B1 fees. We can get out a prospectus and put everybody to sleep and read through a mutual fund prospectus. And you drive off the road falling asleep. I can do all of that, and none of that causes you to build wealth. The number one thing, 74% of the reason that people win with money in their investments is they actually put money into the investment. And so, $100 a month invested at 12% from age 25 to age 65 is on average going to come out at 12%, $1,176,000. So I said that the other day on the air. Lady tweeted this morning, fabulous tweet. She says, so I was trying to explain this to a friend of mine, and he says, yeah, but $1 million isn't going to be worth that much in 30 years. 40 years. It's a 40-year example. Now, this is the dumbest response that you could possibly give to someone who's telling you. Now, listen to this. Someone's telling you $100 a month invested from age 25 to age 65 is $1,176,000. And the idiot's response is, but $1 million isn't going to be worth that much in 40 years. Let me tell you what it's worth. More than you're going to have. Because you're such a moron that you look at that example and you go, well, $1 million isn't going to be worth anything, so what am I going to do? Nothing. And when you do nothing with your investing, you know what you have? Nothing. Because you know what the number one indicator of you having money and wealth at retirement is? That you put some freaking money in the account. Instead, you go, well, it's not going to be worth anything. And you sit around. I mean, what kind of moronic response is that? Loser response. Of course, $1 million in 40 years is not worth what $1 million is now. Inflation will eat the value of it. But it's going to be worth a whole heck of a lot more than you're going to have because you put nothing in because you said $1 million isn't worth anything, so your example doesn't matter. So I'm not putting any. I don't want $1 million because $1 million isn't cool. Well, no, you might need 10 million. I'm good with that, but you're not going to have it with that attitude. Golly. It's scary how stupid people are. Man, it's scary. It's like, here's how you have $1 million. Yeah, but $1 million isn't going to be that much. $1 million isn't that much now, by the way. Let me help you with that. $1 million isn't that much. It's not going to be that much in 40 years. It's going to be more than you have, you moron. That's the answer. But, you know, in polite company, I can say that on the radio, but you're not going to look at somebody and go, you know, you're just too stupid to talk to. Your parents are cousins. Oh, my gosh. You know, I mean, you just really don't do that in polite company. You don't just sit and look at your friend who's an idiot and call them that, unless you're like best friends, and then it probably still doesn't work out. So, but I mean, what a moronic statement. I'm not going to save money because there's inflation. Maybe that's the actual reason you should be saving money, because there's inflation. Because let me help you with this. Inflation isn't going to help your social insecurity check, because it's not keeping up with inflation. Yeah, try making a great life for yourself on $900 a month and see how that works for you. You'll be ordering that cookbook, 72 Ways to Prepare Alpo, and love it. So don't make moronic statements when people are teaching you about wealth. Like it's not good enough. That's just dumber than a grubworm in a box of rocks, man. I'll tell you what.